I was someone who believed in a paradise on earth. I didn't just accept it. It was something that I researched, not in any book, but in my mind, put the pieces of the puzzle together. And I came out on the other end saying, yeah, it makes sense. That God would restore this earth to a better version of itself. Namely, and probably more importantly, bringing back people that have died. So it made sense to me. You know, I used to zone out under the influence of marijuana, which took me to very high places in my mind. And really, totally, honestly, you know, helped me in that sense. You know, the rest of the world got quiet. And before it took an adverse effect on me where I was putting couches and chairs near the door because I thought that I predicted my own demise by way of assailants busting through my front door and gunning me down. It did good for me. It did good for me. And that concept made sense to me. I would be at the assemblies and I would say to myself, wow, all of this hugging and smiling and kissing, soothing music, makes sense that the world would be destroyed and recreated like this. Because if we had all these people there, then be a better world. Makes sense to me. Until I started thinking about the inner workings of families and people that we didn't know what was going on behind closed doors and how these people were just like the world. Yeah, you probably, you know, wouldn't get robbed and murdered the first few years in paradise. But somebody's gonna do something to upset somebody, you know? Get too close to somebody's wife or husband, you know, get a taste for meat before perfection, of course. You know, they're gonna just yearn for a burger, you know. They're gonna be looking at that cow saying, nobody has to know, you know? But besides those things, it made sense. I said it made sense until, this is the second until, and probably the most important one, until they said they're going to bring back most of the population that has died since the beginning of mankind and womankind. I said, damn. You lost me. That's where you lost me. You should have just kept it at just Jehovah's Witnesses were going to be in paradise. Like the old days. It's like you're not a JW. You can't be a member of paradise. You know. You're going to be destroyed forever. They had me there. I was like, yes. Until they said it's going to be sheep and goat. And I'm not talking about the ones that, you know, the people of the Caribbean make the delicious, goat that they make. I'm talking about goat people, goat-like people. That's where they lost me. I said, so you're going to bring back rapists and murderers, child molesters, which are all, by the way, in the Jehovah's Witness organization. I said, but you're going to bring all of these people back. And I still gave them a way out. I said, I got it. God is going to erase the memory of who they were. So if they were drug addicts, they're not going to have the memory of being a drug addict in previous life. If they were a murderer, child molester, whatever they were, womanizer, cheater, whatever they were, that would be erased. I said, there it is. They're going to come back fresh and new. Nope. They're coming back exactly how they were before they died. Same inclinations, same addictions, the same person. I said, damn you. Damn you. Now it makes no sense. The reason why is because you're going to bring back exactly what we have right now. Right? Exactly. No, Jesus will be ruling. And there will be no Satan. Okay. That's a good start. But what does that have to do with someone that had a drug addiction and they're looking around for something that's going to get them high? What about that? No, we'll preach to them. We'll let them know. What about, as I mentioned in a previous video, slave owners? What about people that come back and there's black people all around them, or white people all around them? What about people that had prejudice and racism and, what are we doing? You would be better off to say everyone is going to be brought back as a baby, and then, you can raise them the right way. Like, give me that at least. Give me something like that. Yeah, no, they're going to be brought back from a newborn baby, and then we're going to raise them with the love and the non-racism, the non-abuse. We're going to raise them from scratch. Okay. Well, who's going to do the raising? Well, the people that walk into paradise, that never die. The people with the white robes and all that they depict, that they're going to go right into paradise and rebuild this. They're going to build paradise, clean up the dead bodies, throwing up all over the place because of the smell. The vultures are going to do their job. They're going to do their piece, but that's going to make things even worse, because it's like, wait, let the vultures do their thing. We locked up in a house. Let the vultures go out and do their thing. It's going to be a flock. You're talking about trillions of vultures for that amount of damage, that amount of carcass. Trillions of vultures. That's a sight in itself. Because vultures they're pretty aggressive. They like to fight each other. So you're talking about a trillion vultures all getting along. There's going to be vultures that they're on the face, or they're on the arm of a carcass, and then another one comes. Oh, I was here first. No, I was here first. I like the the ears or whatever. No, I like the ears. It's got a lot of meet in it. And they're going to fight each other and maybe kill each other. So now the vultures have to clean up the carcass of other vultures plus the humans. And I mean, it's just a messy mess. It's a messy mess. But let's say that happens. Disease, obviously, I mentioned in another video about, I hope there's people that's from the CDC that's going to be there, because I'd see disease and, but okay, we get past that, and then we come out to just kind of like, maybe the bones. Maybe we get rid of the bones. Vultures are not going to, I don't think they eat bones, right? So we get rid of the bones. Daddy, what is that? It's, the neighbors and their dog. I see a lot of outcrying, crying and screaming, but who am I going to play basketball with or baseball with? Well, we're going to have to make new friends, little Johnny, because this is your friend right here, or what's left of him, but we're gonna bury it in the right way. I know I'm getting sadistic. I don't want to go there, but I'm just trying to make sense out of this situation. And then all of these people are brought back with their imperfections, and then they're going to grow into perfection. And then there's going to be people that go against the grain. They're like, oh, screw this. I'm not doing this. I got y'all singing in the park, and, I'm trying to get rest, and everybody's singing, because they're imperfect. And then they're going to go astray, and, how does that work? Do they just, I guess they do like what we do now. You grow old and you die, or you just, because I used to think that you're just going to disappear. When I used to ask, people, I said, but what's going to happen to the people that disobey? Like, they're just going to vanish? Maybe like the Avengers Endgame or something like that. They just, one day they're here, the next day it's like, yo, where's Mark with those mangoes? He said we were going to, trade mangoes for cucumbers. Where is he? I don't know, man. I think he vanished. Maybe that'll be like the new word, vanish, So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but I thought I had it down packed, but I don't. Because they letting these scoundrels that we see in our everyday life back into this new system. So basically, we're going to go right back to box one, right? I'd say a couple of years flat. So, with that being said, no. Until you really come to with some solid explanation, I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm just going to live my life. And I'm just going to hope that God, our Creator, deems it necessary to bring me back, to bring you back, to bring my family back, and alleviate certain things, because we don't live in a bad world right now. If you alleviate certain things, if you take away murder, if you take away child molestation and pedophiles and rapists, and you take away, disease, you take away, a certain threshold, a certain amount of pain that people go through mentally and physically. You take away that, we're good. I'm good, because for the most part, we're good now. We're good now. You can't really say that, I know some can say, but that they've had a horrible life, a horrible existence. For the most part, we have hardships, But you take away certain things and we good. So if God wants to bring me back and tweak the next life a little bit, like, let me just make it, let's say we're at level 4 or 5 right now. The next life, bring it up to 7. Don't even have to be perfect. Just bring it up to 7. I'm going to alleviate certain things. I'm good. I'm all for it, But whatever God decides is what God decides. We really have no say in it, But what I do think is, I do think that we come back in some sense of the word. We're conscious and we come back. But I don't want to get into debates, I don't want to go there. But I do believe that. I don't believe that this would be the end for me. I just don't. It's not even a want. Like, I want it so much that I just want to believe it. No, I'm not that type. I am brutally honest even with myself. So doesn't matter, it didn't matter before I was born. I didn't know anything. I wasn't here. I wasn't conscious. So that's the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. So anything more than that is a plus. So, but that's just my belief. But as always, when I leave you with any one of my videos, that's all I ask you to do is that, right? Have a blessed day. Love.